Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Teri Hunter. It's Monday, June 4th, 2018, and I am here. I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to do your angel messages on Monday this week rather than Thursday. I've had some issues uploading the videos, so the Cox guy is going to monitor the upload today. He was supposed to do it on Thursday, but somehow the information got erased or deleted or whatever the story is. So let's get on with it. For those of you that are new, my name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, intuitive guide, Reiki master, and empowerment coach. And I am here with your weekly angel guidance readings by astrological sign. So I'm going to start with Aries and see what the angels have to say for you this week. All right, Aries, let's see what's up. The first angel is Omega, the second is Xana, the third is Archangel Uriel, and the final angel is Ariel. So Omega is talks about victory, saying that your desire is coming to fruition to keep up the good work. It's represented by a magical unicorn with big wings, and I don't know, I'm having trouble with the reflection, so we'll see if you can see it. Ah, that's good. So what I want to say for you, Aries, is that this is really a card of tenacity. It's a card of determination. It's a card of being able to keep your eye on the prize, because in your opportunity and your obstacle is Xana. And Xana is saying that you're being protected, that the worst is behind you. And when I say the worst, you know, life is full of twists and turns and ups and downs and nooks and crannies. So where our real victory comes in is being able to keep our eye on the prize past the obstacles and actually seeking the opportunities. Because in the angel's advice, I have Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Uriel deals with the emotions of frustration and anger and unforgiveness. And I think that in the combination of saying that you're being protected and in the angel's advice is really that it feels like Aries has been going through a bit of a tough time lately, sort of, I don't want to say pushing a rock uphill, but it feels like things have been unearthed for you, maybe long-seated issues that you hadn't really addressed or hadn't been coming into the forefront or into the focus, and now they are. Because it really, Ariel is in your final position, and she talks about new spiritual experiences changing the way you view the world. And that is really, for me, the first and the fourth card are in the physical world, or manifesting in the physical world very quickly. So Omega saying your victory is coming is that ability to keep your eye on the prize of what you really want. And Ariel is saying that as you connect with spirit and you are able to dig into the deep feelings of how it feels once you've achieved it, there you'll start to see the evidence that what you're looking for is coming into fruition. And that frustration that you may be feeling because it feels like you've been walking through mud or things have been taking too long, there's going to be a wisdom to be seen. That's what Xana promises you. So Aries, just keep up the good work, one foot in front of the other, kind of nose to the grindstone, and again, play every once in a while. All right, let's go on to Taurus. What do God and the angels have to say for you this week? Every time I tune into you guys, since Taurus, Uranus has gone into Taurus, the planet Uranus, for its 7-year, 8-year stint, I always get this kind of jittery feeling, as if you guys are, as a collective, acutely aware on some level that things are changing. You know, again, those north winds blowing, not knowing exactly what the change may be right now, but knowing that things are moving, and disruptive movement is sometimes good. And then we get Shanti in the foundational position. Adriana in our opportunity or our obstacle. Francesca is in the angel's advice. And the final card is Grace and Antoinette. Shanti is the angel of peace. She talks about a new era of peace and tranquility. Oh, I'm so bad with this lighting. Sorry, guys. One of these days I'll get it right. Anyway, she's beautiful. She's got these wings that are spread so purposefully in her intention to feel peaceful no matter what's happening. And we have to also realize that when we've been going through an era of stress, that thing that creates stress, the disruption, the changes that I was talking about just a minute ago, while they may feel creepy and nasty and scary and put you in the unknown, they are offering you opportunities to reflect on where you've participated in that disruption of your own peace and give you an opportunity to move towards the things that you want. Because here's Adriana in your opportunity or your obstacle. And if indeed some of you Tauruses or all of you were cutting yourselves short or settling for things that felt okay and not really rock your world or not really be what you really want, that could be why we're seeing this disruption, because your higher self is called for a much more authentic experience in this world. And Francesca is saying, in order to follow on with Adriana, is saying, visualize what you want right now. And really, when I say visualize it, when we're in that disruptive place, it is so hard to put all the pieces together. It's almost as if we want to put the players in our lives, the situations we know about, and then try to squeeze them into that vision, even though we know that, and when I say vision, I mean the vision of what we want, that higher self, that feeling that we want. I think in some respects, the players, the situations right now, Taurus, have to sort of be unknown. So when you're visualizing your life, and let's just say you want to visualize a partner, I don't know if you can assign it to any person you know right now. So rather than that, tell Spirit about the characteristics of that partner, the type of person they are, the type of laughter that they do. Do they laugh easily? Are they, somebody who's very routine oriented or more easy breezy? And as you go into the description of what it feels like to be in the situation or in the partnership or in the job or in the dynamic, then I think that Spirit will get a clearer picture, and you'll be able to implement Shanti's energy more effectively. Because I have Grace and Antoinette in the final position, and she is a card of compassion and a card of being able to see things from another person's point of view. And I do think that this situation or the dynamics that the Utaurians are going through right now, I don't want to assign blame to anybody or anything. The disruption that is happening is for a purpose. It's for a higher purpose. It's not just for the sake of swapping things as much as it is about digging deep to the things that really, really make you happy, and then focusing in on that and how that feels, and allowing Spirit to lay the stepping stones to lead you there. Okay, let's go on to Gemini. Oops. Well, their card just flew out of the deck. And she will be our foundational position, Yvonne. Yvonne is a card that talks about having a way with animals, but for me it's always been a card of vulnerability, a card where I'm willing to look deeper into what I want when I'm sitting in the midst of the unknown. And it's so funny how Spirit gives me these messages. All right, my Geminis. You really are, you are the sign of the twins. You're really good at analyzing both sides of a situation, looking at things from all different dynamics. Yvonne is asking you to sit again in that vulnerable place of your dreams, of sort of saying, if I have this notion and this inspiration, if I have it, then there's a reason for it. There's a reason that gives me privilege to explore it. Vanessa is in your opportunity or obstacle, asking you to make your decisions based on faith and not fear. Xana has shown up again, saying you're protected from all types of harm. And then in the final position is Opal. And Opal talks about your children on heaven and earth being cared for by God and the angels. In this collective of Gemini, your children could potentially be actual children for some of you Geminis, but I think of them as your dreams, as the things you want. So let me sort of kind of recap what I'm trying to say here. I believe that Spirit in the form of Yvonne is asking you to be vulnerable to a bigger picture of your desires, not necessarily figuring out how they're going to show up or how you're going to make it happen. Stop pushing, Gemini. All of that machinations back and forth is messing with your head. It's putting a cog in the wheel of your manifestation. Go to the end of the story. If you're trying to get your project erected or moving forward, then imagine the movement forward. The road to get there, you're not going to be able to always figure it out. That is Spirit's job. Spirit is going to, when you overthink it, then you're going to make your decisions based on only what you can see, and you may connect with people, partnerships, dynamics that aren't actually serving the bigger picture. When you go to the place of faith that Vanessa is asking you to do, and know that you're safe, and know that your dreams are being cared for by God and the angels, and you imagine what it feels like to stand in that place, then Spirit is going to start to bring people, places, and opportunities that are going to feel like breadcrumbs leading you to what you want. But first, you're going to have to stand in that faithful place. You're going to have to stop going back and forth from one side to the other, trying to figure out what it is and how to make it happen. It's how it feels when it happens. All right, Gemini, good luck with that. We will go on to Cancers now. What does Spirit have to say for you this week, my dears? My little moon children. All right. Our first angel is Serena. The second angel is Bridget. The third angel is Fiona. And the final angel again is Opal. All right, my Cancers. This is the thing. Serena is a card of abundance, straight up money and resources. And when I say resources, it's because oftentimes the things that we need, we don't always necessarily have to have money to get them. Sometimes, people will offer to do things for us and it doesn't necessarily cost any money. So Serena stands in open, her eyes are closed. She's standing in open reception. She is in a serene, hello, Serena, place, not a care in the world, knowing that God and the angels are going to provide all the resources, all the things that she needs to take care of whatever she needs to in the material world. Bridget is telling me that some of you are worried about money. You're worried about how you're going to take care of either your bills or pending bills, things that are coming up. They don't even feel like they're here right now. They feel like you're kind of projecting into the future. And Fiona's sitting here again. You've got two angels, literally, hold on, let me get the other card, with their arms open in reception to Spirit, taking care of things, saying that we know much more, we can see much more than you can, in how those resources, how that money will come to you. And here we have Opal in the final position. That's a childlike innocence. I want to say to my Cancers this week, whatever it is that you're looking for, money, resources, services, people, dynamics to help you work through whatever your challenge is, turn it over to Spirit. I kind of want to tell you a story. I might have told you guys this story before, but years ago I was looking for a dentist, and I hadn't been to the dentist in a long time, and had a lot of issues about it, a lot of fears, a lot of trepidation, and a bit of shame about not taking care of my teeth the way I should have. And I really prayed about it, and I thanked Spirit, God and the angels, for bringing me the exact right dentist. And sure enough, they did. And it wasn't the first dentist I went to. That guy was kind of, I don't know, a little bit too doctory for me. And I decided that rather than moving forward, because he made me scared, he kind of like told me all the creepy things that I had, pending if I didn't take care of my teeth. And so rather than running towards him and the fear that he offered me, I sat back and I went back to Spirit and said, bring me someone who makes me feel loved and cared about. And they did. So I want to offer you that idea, Cancers, for you this week. I think it's about opening your arms in reception to what it is that you want without being able to figure out the solution yourself, and allowing Spirit to show you the solution and you follow it. Invite it in. Thank God and the angels for the answer. All right, let's go on to Leo. Serena's again in the foundational position. Then we have Mystique. We have Daniel. And in the final position, we have Vanessa. All right. So again, Serena, I don't know if you guys watch the whole videos or you just go to your own signs. You should be checking your sun and your moon and your rising, especially your rising sign. Anyway, Serena's a card of abundance, a card of money, a card of material resources. And she sits with her eyes closed and her hands open in reception of God and the angels taking care of all of her needs. And what she does is she has the courage that Mystique asks all of you to have to expect miraculous solutions, whether you can see them right now or not. And the key to that really is... it's interesting because I have Daniel. Daniel's the angel of marriage. Oop, getting a reflection here. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. In any case, Daniel's the angel of marriage. In the angel's advice position, to me, this is really asking, God and the angels asking you to adopt Mystique's dynamic of expecting a miracle. How does it feel once the money, once the resources, once whatever it is I need? Let's say it's this. Okay, Leo, let's say you want to buy a house. And, you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I really, this is what I want. I don't have the money. I don't know how it's going to work out. And yet the perfect house comes across. I don't know that you're necessarily supposed to just say, I don't have the money right now. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to open yourself up to a new dynamic, because in the final position is Vanessa. Vanessa's always asking you to make your decisions based on faith instead of fear. Okay, so let me tell you a quick story, because this is kind of where I'm going with this. Almost 15 years ago, I went through a big transformation. I moved back across country from North Carolina, and in the move, I lost everything I own. And at the time, I was working in a bakery. And as a result of working in the bakery, I had an opportunity to move into an apartment in Laguna Beach. I could not afford the apartment. On paper, it just was very thin, hippo eyes. The good news was I was working in a bakery, so at least I could feed myself. The point is that when I walked in here, I thought to myself, I cannot afford this place. And I heard Spirit say, you can't afford not to take this place. So, yes, the first couple of years were a pinch. I'm not going to say they weren't. But here it is 15 years later, and I'm enjoying, loving living in Laguna Beach overlooking the ocean. And it was really about just charging ahead, just kind of keeping my eye on the prize, that this was all temporary. Whatever was going on right now was temporary. And I was going to somehow course correct this. And my job was to keep my eye on the prize of what I want. All right, hope that story helps clarify what I think the angels are saying for Leo. Let's go on to our Virgos. Our first saint, Serena again. Oh my goodness, apparently there's a whole issue about money going on this week. Okay. All right, so Virgo. Again, I'm going to reiterate the whole, Serena, this is the third time she's come up in the foundational position. She came up for Cancer, she came up for Leo, and now she's coming up for you guys. Serena sits on the face of the card with her eyes closed, calmly inviting in Spirit to bring in all her resources. Not just material money, but, resources, trading, people offering their services. However you need to get things done, Spirit will get them done. In some respects, you've got to stop micromanaging it. I've got Grace and Antoinette, which is a card of compassion, a card of seeing things from another person's point of view. I have Caressa in the Angel's Advice saying you're at the end of a life cycle and new happiness awaits you. And then I have Mystique saying charge ahead. The dynamic here, Virgo, what it looks like to me is that whatever resources that you need, whatever dynamics that you want, they are probably a lot closer than you think they are, evidenced by Mystique. One foot in front of the other. Sometimes when we start to strategize. And everybody needs to have goals and to look ahead to a certain extent. But we tend to look ahead fearfully. Like, where are the holes? Where are the obstacles? Where are the mountains I need to climb? And what I think Spirit is trying to say is, and Serena and Mystique especially are saying, when you focus in on the obstacles, you create obstacles. If you open up to the ease and you thank us, meaning God and the angels, for that ease of movement, that ease of resources, the ease of selling your property or getting that job or whatever material security you are seeking right now, it will help change you moving forward. I think that's what Grace and Antoinette and Caressa are really heralding in, is as you adopt this faithful way of being, as you say, yes, this is what it feels like when I get here, then you're going to start to adopt that moving forward. And the more you adopt that attitude, the more Spirit is going to reinforce and encourage that. And then that builds a momentum that's moving you into a direction that you're really going to love. All right, let's go on to our Libras. Okay, Libra. What's shaking for us this week? Alrighty. First card is Xana. The second is Merlina. The third is Caressa. And the final card is Chantal. All right, my Libras, me included. Xana is a card of protection. And when I talk about this, yes, there's always an element of physical protection, but to me it's really emotional and spiritual protection, because when we're feeling attacked, harmed, or vulnerable to the world in an unsafe way, it's really our emotional body and our spiritual body that are the most affected by it. We tend to walk through the world cautiously. And I think Xana is asking us not to do that, to walk faithfully, to know that wonderful things are coming ahead. I have Merlina in the opportunity or the obstacle, saying that you're confused and indecisive because you don't have enough information. Do your research, seek out expert advice. And then I have Caressa saying that you're at the end of a life cycle, to call upon her to help guide you to the next step where more happiness awaits you. And interestingly enough, I don't know why I said interesting, but it is to me, I have Chantal here. Chantal is a romance card. She talks about the resurgence of a existing relationship, or a new romance coming in, and to be open to giving and receiving love. It's interesting to me, and I say that, I don't know why, but I feel like, my Librans, you are the sign of partnership. You are the sign of coupling, of compassion, and of compromise in many ways. That's what partnerships require of us. And if I look at Xana and I look at Chantal, they're really asking us to adopt, I think what they're saying is that we've evolved as people. As every day we're on the planet, we're learning, we're growing. And in our love life, in our love sector, it's time for us to acknowledge the evolution that each of us have had, and to trust that, trust the inner knowing. And Merlina saying you're confused and indecisive, I don't know if I think it's about confusion as much as if indeed this is in regards to a relationship that you're having. When you're contemplating the relationship or how someone else may be showing up, I think Spirit is asking you to look into your pattern. Because if you look into your pattern, if you suddenly turn that other person into the enemy because you feel vulnerable, then Xana is saying, no, that's not true. You are being protected. If you pay attention, things are potentially working out for you, and standing in integrity in that idea. And knowing that, I really think it's important for you to, Chantal is saying that as you stand in that faith, that, the relationship that I'm looking for, either with my current partner or with some new potential, if for those single Librans, is saying that you know, I've been through the ringer and back. I picked the really cute boy, and, you know, I saw that he wasn't that interested, but I kept moving forward anyway. This time, I'm not going to move forward. This time, I'm going to remember what I've learned before and implement something new. So, in that respect, you'll feel protected and safe in your love body, in your, you know, in that part of your life. So, overall, I think there is the potential for this week to offer new eyes to look at love. And not just love outside of yourself, but the love that you feel inside yourself as it's reflected in your intimate body. So as you see somebody who you look at and they make your tail wag, you get to sort of look at how you respond to that and be mindful of your pattern and give life to a new idea so that you can feel that strong sense of love, not only for somebody else, but for yourself as well. All right, let's go on to Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, what is up with you? First angel is Azure. The second angel is Sonia. The third is Opal. And our final angel is Archangel Uriel. Okay, first thing I get, guys, is Scorpio is pissed off. Sorry, but I think it's because you guys want something to happen and it hasn't happened yet, and you're getting very, very impatient about it. Azure is standing in the foundational position. She's saying your desired outcome will happen in the near future. Don't try to force things to happen. Have faith. Have patience. You know, Scorpio, sometimes what you want is what you think you want, not necessarily what you really want. Meaning, I feel a little bit like your eyes are taking over your good sense. No offense. Because here comes Sonia. This is your guardian angels. And Opal. This is in the angel's advice. Opal, it talks about your children on heaven and earth being safe. This is your guardian angels who are guarding your dreams and asking you to have faith in a bigger dynamic. If you are pushing up against something, if you're pushing up against a relationship that is saying to you over and over again, you know, meaning it's a push-pull, 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 it's probably not going to change. It's probably going to stay push-pull. And in order for you to have the love you want, you're going to have to get off the merry-go-round. Archangel Uriel here is saying, you know, that you're hurt and you're upset. And, you know, again, I said to one of the signs earlier, and I really want to go to your intimate body, Scorpio. I think it's time to start to describe to Spirit the characteristics of the type of person that you want to be with. The way that they show up under stress, the way they show up when they argue, when they're angry. You know, it's very, very important. And in doing so, also be mindful of how you show up. Because I think that some of you may be going through a bit of a disruptive period where you're trying to push a square peg into a round hole. And if you just stop doing that, Spirit could bring in the right dynamic, or the dynamic that's more aligned to the things that you want, and you wouldn't have to be so frustrated. So I think this week it's really kind of about having the courage to define what it is you want in relation to your heart chakra, and then not try to put the people that you see or the dynamics or the situation or the job, don't try to push that into that hole. More or less kind of assessing if they're in alignment, and then allowing Spirit to lead you to that alignment. Okay, let's go on to our Sagittariuses. All right, Sag, what does Spirit have for you? The first card is Isabella. The second card is Astera. The third card is Chantal. And the final card is Adriana. Well, this is kind of fun. Isabella is saying, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. And then Astera, in your opportunity or obstacle, is saying reach for the stars and not to compromise with your desires. Chantal, in the Angel's Advice, is our romance card, talking about the resurgence of a romance, a current romance or a new romance. And then I have Adriana in the foundation or in the final, those F's, foundational, final position, saying that they're leading you towards the answers to your dreams. So let's go back. Isabella, foundational. Adriana, final. Yes, the timing is right, and they're leading you towards the answers to your prayers. Sagittarius, I want to say this. This feels to me like this is not necessarily about your intimate body, your love life. I know Chantal is a card of romance, but this feels like you may be falling more in love with yourself as you give yourself permission to more and more follow what it is you want rather than what it is someone else wants for you. Sometimes we can't tell people the things that will make us happy. We have to show them that if we follow our own heart, that is where our prosperity will come. That is where our happiness comes. That's where everything's going to sort of gel. And yes, the human experience has its challenges, but if without those challenges, we wouldn't know how resourceful we were. We wouldn't feel those feelings of empowerment. So I really want you to trust your instincts this week. I really want you to kind of push out the noise of everybody else's opinions and allow yourself the privilege of following your own dreams, your own desires, the things that you want. And maybe even keeping them a little bit close to the vest right now so that you don't have to feel the conflict of someone else seeing your point of view or seeing your dreams and validating it. I think it's between you and Spirit this week. And then allowing Spirit to give you that validation, yes. And then the phone call comes in and you get that opportunity to pitch your idea or to meet a new client. It really is about sort of a happy expectation, that happy feeling that everything is kind of moving in the right direction. All right, let's go on to Capricorn. All right, we have Astera in the first position. We have Sonia in the Angels, in the Opportunity Obstacle. We have Crystal in the Angels Advice. And we have in the final position, Francesca. Well, this is kind of a nice change. It looks like this playtime that you guys have been doing, because I keep, for some reason, when I check into Capricorn in the last few weeks, I just have been getting that need for playtime. So Astera is saying to reach for the stars with your dreams and your desires and not to compromise. Your guardian angel is here in the form of Sonia, telling you that you are safe here. And I want to say this when I say safe. You know, from Spirit's point of view, because we never get it wrong, we never get it right, we really don't die. We just transform. So it can be a little bit, they have a little bit of a different way of looking at us as we go through our challenges. It's sort of like, imagine yourself watching, you know, a 2-year-old get on a tricycle. You know that they're going to struggle a little bit to get their balance, but you're not too worried that they're going to hurt themselves too much. So I want to say that Sonia's really asking you, and here's Crystal saying, have faith and hope because there's more on the horizon that you can't see. And then that's being doubly affirmed by Francesca, saying visualize what you want. Negativity will block your progress. So this is really about taking the playtime you've been doing, Capricorn, and infusing that into your version of what you want moving forward. And this is in any genre you want. If you want to improve your business, you want to change your job, you want to improve your love life. And as you reach for that feeling of what it's like to live that, know that you are adopting the vibration of that experience. You are aligning your frequency, your energy to that experience, and then continue to focus in on that. The more you can adopt that, and I think if you feel the chills, you know you've gotten there. If you can feel the chills, I know that happens for me because I think something's about to pop for you. And I'm, you know, as a collective, it's hard to say individually what that is, but it's going to take your concentrated, diligent, disciplined belief in the unseen Capricorn, that's going to get you what you want. I feel like I just challenged you in some way. All right, guys, let's go on to our Aquariuses. All right, Aquarius. All right, our first angel is Seraphina. Our second angel is Celeste. Our third is Indriel. And the final angel is Desiree. All right. Very interesting. Okay, so Seraphina is a card. This is a happy, she's the angel of families. A happy change to my family is coming. She holds a baby on the front of the card. I don't necessarily think that that has anything to do with a baby. I actually think it has to do with stress. Aquarius, as you know, you're an air sign and you're very strategic in your thinking in many ways. Kind of have a little bit of a scientific feel to you for me. I have Celeste in the opportunity or the obstacle. Celeste talks about a new home or a new place of employment, ushering in new happiness. I have in the Angel's Advice, Indriel, which is the light worker card. And then in the final position, I have Desiree. Desiree is a card that says that conditions aren't quite favorable right now. So this is what I think is going on for you, Aquarius. I think that what Seraphina is saying, it really feels like it's adopting a different way of thinking. I actually do think some of you may be looking for a move of some kind, a move to a new home or a new place of employment. But I think it's about stepping up your game. So if you're going to make this move, it's about really moving towards what you want and allowing that to supersede in some ways a need for security or a need for how do I want to word this? Because security is an interesting word because it feels more like it's up in my head than it is in the material world. So what I want to say is this. I told a story for one of the signs earlier that when I moved to my place in Laguna, I couldn't quite afford it. But Spirit said to me I couldn't afford not to take it. That the situation I was struggling with was temporary, and I had to sort of keep my mind further down the road, knowing that I didn't know how it was going to work out, but knowing that it would work out. And when I look in retrospect, there were so many more things in play than I knew at the time. So I want to offer Aquarius the opportunity that as a change is offered to you, that you actually find desirable, that you want, I feel like it's about allowing Spirit to, okay, let me say this. If something comes along, let's just say, random metaphor, you want to buy a new home and you see something and it's got 8 out of 10 boxes checked, but the one thing you really, really, really wanted is not one of those 8 things. Wait. Wait, wait, wait. Because I think what Spirit is saying that if you wait, you're going to get 10 boxes checked. I kind of got the feeling of a fireplace. You know, you walk in and everything's great. Oh, I wish if it just had a fireplace, it would be perfect. So, or if indeed it is perfect, then, you're thinking, well, I really wanted that fireplace. Know that somehow the resources to get that fireplace will show up. This is really about sort of an interior job. It's sort of getting out of the scientific part of your brain, Aquarius, and going into a more childlike excitement. And trusting that any sort of pauses, any sort of disruptions, any sort of, if things aren't not moving fast enough for you, it's kind of the good news. That way you won't have to do the do-over. All right, let's go on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, what's up for you? All right, the first card is Akasha. The second is Fiona. The third is Omega. And the final card is Isabella. Very interesting. All right, my Pisces. Akasha is a card of the spiritual teacher, saying that you have the ability to counsel others. By nature, Pisces, you're an empath. You feel people. You're just sympathetic. But I want to say this. When it comes to counseling others right now, I don't think it's about talk therapy. I think it's about your own particular actions. I have Fiona in the Angel's Advice, which is a card about turning over your wants and desires to Spirit and being open to receiving their guidance. I have Omega offering victory as you do that. And Isabella saying the timing is right for this new venture and your positive expectation. I believe, Pisces, that what Spirit is saying for you this week is that you will best serve yourself and others. And I want to go into your families by, rather than telling people what you're going to do, showing them. It's allowing them to learn by your experience. And your experience is beautiful because you don't really know how it's going to play out, how you're going to do it. All you know is it's going to happen. And as you do that, as you adopt that attitude, you're sending this message to the universe that says, yes, I am open to receiving your guidance. I am looking for the breadcrumbs. I know that I am victorious in this way. And not about victory over another. This is not about win-lose. It's about win-win. That's what Akasha is saying. As you stand in the vibration that, I know that I am reaching for the highest and greatest good for everyone, not just myself, but everyone that will be involved in whatever situation or dynamic you're addressing this week. This is very exciting for you, Pisces, because I also feel a little bit about you learning how to disconnect from plugging into other people so much and allowing them to be responsible for their own feelings, attitudes, and beliefs. All right, that's it for this week. I know I'm kind of threw you guys off by doing this on Monday, but at least I got the Cox guy who really seems like he wants to help me. So I will see you on Thursday. I'm going to do our Brave Heart meditation, and then I'm going to get back on schedule. Unless you all like me to do the angel messages on Monday, leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd be happy to swap it up, whatever you guys like. I'm here to serve. Again, my name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner. And if you'd like to learn more about me or book a private reading, please go to my website at www.terihunter.com, or you can reach me by texting me or giving me a call. The information's below. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you soon.